Give me some directions to get to you. To get to you, ain't gonna waste my time. I know that we got connection. I think about you. You're on my mind. On my mind. On my mind. Yeah, I'm going out of my mind. Out of my mind. Out of my mind, yeah. For you, my love. You drive me crazy, tell me what to do, what to do. I'm on my knees, yeah, I am begging you, begging you. I'll break the rules if it will get me to, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to 60 is the New 40. And of course, Christine is here with you guys hanging out. So listen, tonight we're going to have this awesome conversation. I don't know if you guys heard me say it enough, but Gerald is about to get married in April. So to me, that's like a major thing to celebrate. And of course, you guys know I love Donna. So therefore, we're going to talk about, you know what, that evolution of the road to finding your one true love. And I say that because Donna is his one true love. But just think about it. Most people think they're finding their one true love like in their 20s in college, right? But what if you just found that one true love, I don't know, 55, 65, 70? That's a whole different situation. So you know we're going to talk to Gerald because why? This is his show. So Gerald, bring the beat in on 60 is the New 40 and finding your one true love. Hello, Gerald.
Hey there, Chris. How are you? I'm excited.
Outstanding.
Good. I'm so excited to discuss this and have this conversation.
I think this is like a huge conversation. You and I have talked, you know, about the number of people going through divorce, starting new lives, and it's like it's rampant. And we talked about a little bit like on a podcast yesterday, you know, with the high percentage of people who are getting the high percentage of people going through divorce versus the low percentage of people getting married.
Right.
But the thing is, the people who are going through divorce are the people our age.
Right.
That's the kicker.
Which is
right?
amazing. They've been married for 25, 30 years and get divorced.
And it's like, what at this point in your life is making you think, oh, okay, well, I'm out. Like, because to me, if you've been with somebody 30, 40 years, it's like, okay, what's happening? You're getting a divorce now in this moment?
Right.
Right. But so it's got to be something that's happening that's getting people to push past that. Right. Excuse me. So tonight, I'm just going to be honest with you. I think, you know, from the time that you told me you were getting married, I got really excited. And I was just like, that's like finding your one true love. The way you talk about Donna is like, how can, if people knew you, to them, unless you know Joe, you wouldn't understand this. But when he talks about Donna, it's like this radiant light. And you being a dark complected man, it's just like you smile from ear to ear and it's like a radiant light, right, that comes around you. Oh my God, you should see it like right now. See, that's what I'm talking about. So the thing is, I know you. So I'm thinking this is like magical. When you shared it with me, I was like, well, I want to talk about it a little bit. So that's why, you know, it took us a minute, guys. So the show was scheduled for another date. But the thing is, when you talk about somebody's relationship, you really got to clear this with the partner, right? So we're not going to get all into beeswax. We're going to give y'all the roadmap that if you guys are between the ages of 45 to 65 and you're late in life and you feel like you still haven't found your one true love, this guy is about to tell you how to make the magic happen because he found her. And her name is Donna, and she's also my producer for his show in Delaware. That's all I have to say because I love Donna. All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break and we're going to start talking about this love. What's the song you were playing?
I found love by BB.
Oh, can you play that a little bit? Can you play that?
I sure will.
Okay, we'll be right back.
I don't have it queued up now, but I'll play it up for later.
Okay, so when we come back, you're gonna have it queued up?
I'll queue it up.
Okay, cue it up. We'll be right back, folks, in a quick, like 2 and 2. We'll be right back. guys, welcome back to 60s and 40 with Gerald. Tonight, if you're just joining us, we're going to talk about the road to finding your true love when you're between the ages of 45 and 65. And if you missed our opening, right now, our divorce rates are up. When you look at relationships and the people who are going through divorces and still looking for that love in their life are the 45 to 65-year-olds. So that's why we're having this conversation, because we've got the guy who did it. So Gerald, cue it up for me.
When I found you, I found no cause for alarm.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So Gerald, is that song in the wedding?
I'm not going to give that away.
Oh my God, why can't we give it away?
I'm not going to give that one away. I'll let you know.
Guys,
I'll let you on the next. I'll let you on the next podcast.
I just want to say, y'all see my face? You know that's in the wedding. You already know that's in the wedding. Donna, don't worry about it. Just trust me. Donna, we won't even know that it's in the wedding, but we know it's in the wedding, everybody.
I'm not giving it away.
It's in the wedding. Okay, so Joel, I'm going to start off with just like open relationship questions, because we really want to talk about in this first segment is really kind of looking at you as an individual and your roadmap to getting there. So the first question is, at what age did you know you had to make changes in your life to attract the right woman?
That's a very good question. I probably would say, I'm actually gonna say probably around in my 40s, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, in my 40s.
Do
Because
you think that's late in life or early in life for men?
to really know yourself, because one of the biggest things, you hear it all the time, Chris. You hear people always say, be a wife first, be a wife, be a wife, be a wife. But not once do you hear someone say, be a husband. You not once hear anybody say, be a husband first. So going out there, dating this one, dating that one, or carrying yourself this way, carrying yourself that way, and not even carrying yourself like a husband. How do you expect to attract a wife if you don't carry yourself as a husband?
You make a good point. They do put a lot of pressure on women to pre-play the role of a wife. And you're right. It's like with men, it's kind of like go out, do what you want to do. Correct. And while you're out there doing it, if you happen to run across this amazing woman, then okay, then you can try to be a husband. But at that point, have you really worked towards being a husband?
Right. And to be honest with you, she's really not going to look at you, because if she's already prepared herself to be a wife, she's really not going to look your way. You may want to be married, but she's probably not going to look your way, because again, she's worked on herself to be a wife. So again, my thing is that you both need to be working towards being a husband or being a wife. Some people think that looks differently. I mean, it just depends on what you think a husband and a wife should look like in a relationship. But you need to carry yourself that way. You know what single looks like. People definitely know what single looks like. So how about doing the opposite of that?
You know what? I'm going to tell you what you just said makes so much sense, because you do know what single looks like.
Sure.
And so I always tell, last night we were talking about there being a shortage. And as Galen and Rodney so quickly pointed out, well, Christine, that doesn't apply to you. And to me, it's not a shortage, right?
I actually watched that last night.
You did, right? So you said it quickly, just threw me like, well, Christine, this doesn't apply to you, and this is why. But it's true in a sense of I am a different kind of person. But the thing is that at this point in my life, like Galen said, I'm like this unicorn, and as they point, there's one thing missing. If I could cook, right, then I would be like scooped up in a second. But the thing is, every guy that I meet can cook, and the cooking is not the problem. The problem is me, right? And I know that the problem is me. So, Joe, what you're saying is valid. It's not that I'm not, prepared to be the wife, but I'm still focused on being an entrepreneur, right? So I'm a different kind of wife. Now, if you're looking for a wife that's going to help you raise children or grandchildren, I might not be that wife. But if you are a corporate person, and your children are adults and they have children and all that kind of stuff, then I may be that kind of wife for you. It just depends on the type of wife you're looking for, right?
Yeah, my question is why can't they work with that? Because at our age, because in my age now, obviously I'm not going to have kids. I have grandkids, but my grandkids don't live with me. So again, you have plenty of time to actually nourish that relationship that you have now. You having 3 companies and being a busy, CEO woman is like, well, why don't you nourish that? Why don't you be part of that? That's why I don't understand as far as a man is concerned. Like he doesn't need to worry about you coming home cooking and doing those kind of things.
Right.
I think that happens at a little bit of a younger age. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't have it,
You would be surprised,
but
Gerald, how many men between 45 and 65 still are in that mindset like,
yeah,
I need you to come home and do. And my thing is, this is one of the things we talked about. When you're dating, if you come to my home is clean, is very well organized. I
right,
have food in the refrigerator. So if I do need to cook or you need to cook, is there. My kitchen is state of the art, is all brand new. I cook in it. It's not brand new. I cook in it.
sure,
And then the thing is, I'm a clean person. So that's first step. When you look at the outside of my house, it's beautiful. It's immaculate. I do my own landscaping work. So
mhm,
my thing is, when you're looking at a quality woman, just on, if you don't even know that much about me, that should be enough. But to your point, to me, those are the makings of a woman who wants to be a wife. She
that's
keeps a
correct.
very well organized home.
That's
I,
correct.
and I you when you I have nice curb appeal when you come up. I'm
Mhm,
not bad on the eyes.
right,
I keep this together.
right.
It's not over exaggerated. It's kind of natural with some little bronzer, highlighter. Everybody, this is not my natural look. This is a little highlighter, okay? But these lips is no. This is just lip gloss. There's a little lip gloss on it. But the thing is that I'm not out there in the streets partying every night. I'm not
Right.
drinking like a fish. I'm not doing things that's disrespectful potentially to a mate that he has to look back and say, this is on social media because your ass was out in the street. Those kind of things matter,
And they do matter,
right?
and the man should be happy about that. They should be happy that a woman's doing that. Just take away that. I don't understand what society and all this about coming home and clean and cooking and all those other things. Only I don't get it. I mean, yes, I enjoy that, and that's
Right.
perfectly fine. But there's other things. There's other things in the relationship. There's respect. Do you have
It
respect in the
is.
relationship? Are you respectful to your man? Do you honor your man? Does he
Yes.
honor you? Like those type of things, those words need to be in that relationship. Worrying about you cooking. I mean, you may make enough money. You know what? You have someone else cook for you, or have the food delivered. So
Joe, can I
cooking is such
can
a
I
big
play
deal,
this? Can I play this one little section back and just put it on my phone so
right?
I can just tell people you can get somebody to cook the food? What's
Right.
happening?
You can get
But
somebody.
but the thing is, you made a valid point. The requirements for a woman in being recognized as a potential wife material
Mhm.
is different than men. It's like the only requirement is that you have a job,
Correct.
right?
Well, yeah, yes, and no.
I mean, is
Because
there more to it than that?
well, I've seen like more requirements lady. Every lady wants a man to have six figures. They
Okay,
always
so a
have
job
a good
that pays
paying
really
a good
good,
paying job or whatever.
a good paying job.
Yeah, a good
Okay,
paying
so I'm
job.
going to tell you that's for a lot of women, and I'm not going to qualify myself as a lot of women. To them, if you have a job, you're good,
That's good, and it should be that way.
right?
He's out there working, getting up every day, going to work and
Right,
hustling and making ends meet. That's perfectly fine. He's a very respectful man. As
right,
far as I'm concerned. But again, looking for a certain income or whatever does not equate to being a good man. And that's one thing I really want to stress to women is understand just because he's a doctor and a lawyer has nothing to do with him being respectful to you, being honorable
right.
to you, being submissive to you as well. So it has nothing to do with it. So
I
again,
agree.
your janitor can be perfectly fine. He can be a perfect husband to you.
Of
That's
course,
just
you all know my janitor has to be at least over 6 foot tall. He has
yeah.
to have a certain physical appeal. We just want to be clear. I'm not just saying the janitor. I will take a janitor, but he's got
Right.
to have some record. You guys know what I'm looking for. I've said it. I'm not going to be saying it on Gerald's podcast because the church people watch, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. So, but you're looking at the big picture, knowing that in your 40s, did you feel that that was a late time for you to recognize that you personally were like not attracting the right type of people?
Well, I actually felt like I need to get forgiveness for people that I did date. I felt like I wasn't prepared for them, so I needed to apologize to them first and foremost.
Did you
But
start calling people
yeah, so,
like
so
hey,
it's
like hey?
but it's so important. I mean, really, it may sound kind of silly, but I'm going to kind of dig a little deeper. It's like you really need to divorce that relationship. You
Oh,
need to divorce those past relationships. So if you do need to make a phone call and say I'm sorry or I apologize or whatever, so you can let that go, do that. Because to be quite honest, I'm gonna be very transparent. I actually did that. I actually did that. I apologize for
no.
past relationships. I apologize for that. That I wasn't the mature man at that time. So that way, that person, because again, in my spirituality, I cannot feel like I damaged someone.
Right.
from the past, and they're going to carry it on into the next relationship. So I apologized for that and moved on and realized and told them, it wasn't all you. I had part of that. But of course, in the midst
Wow.
of it all, I want to make them feel like they did everything wrong. I did everything right. But again, in my 40s, you mature, you realize that, you know what? I need to make some changes in my life. I need to pick up some books. I need to read some things about relationships. I need to read some things about women and understand that, women do things a little different than men do, because that was one of my biggest things. It's like, okay, why is she doing this? Why is she acting?
Right.
Oh, I read this book and I'm like, oh, it's not just my woman. Oh, that's what women do. I mean, I had like an aha moment. Like, are you kidding me right
Gerald, wait a
now?
minute. You thought it was just your
I
woman?
thought it was just mine. Yeah, it was like, why are you doing this?
Wow.
Like, why are you doing these things? And like I said, as I dug into relationships and read
Right.
books and started talking to men a little bit more about it, because you got to have those conversations. You have to have those friends that you can actually have those conversations with, that
Yeah.
are true friends that are trying to head in the same direction you are. And
Right.
then when you hear them say the same thing, you're like, wait a second, it wasn't her.
It
Oh,
wasn't
she's just a
her.
woman, and that's what women do. They're nurturers.
Right.
They're providing. They do these type of things. And on the flip side too, as well as women, make sure you read books about men. We do things
Yes.
differently. There's certain things that we do.
Mhm.
And it's not just why is it Gerald? Why is Gerald just doing that? No. It's just part of Gerald's being. Gerald's a man. And find out who I am as a man, and these are the things that I do as a man. So that's very important.
What you're saying is huge. And I just want to say, Don, I know you're watching. Please give him a hug later. That was really big of you to say. One, you went back and apologized to people, but two, you took time to read books, understanding there was something missing that you clearly didn't understand.
Correct.
But you wanted to find out what that was. So you read up on it. You was like, oh, it's not just her. It's all of these women.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And so that's really big. And the thing is, at that point, you were preparing yourself to be a husband.
Absolutely correct. And that's exactly what I said. When you asked me that question, I was like, yeah, in my 40s, I was preparing myself to be a husband. I knew I just want to be single and out here dating, Mary, Sally, and Jane or whatever. I didn't want to, I'm a husband material. I want to be a husband. So this is how a husband needs to carry himself. This is what a husband needs to do. Some things were already in me. I just didn't have that dog mentality in me. Some things were in me, but there were other things.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think, knowing you over the past 30 years, you always kind of gave that husband thing. Like, you were always responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You were always a provider. You went to work. You were never that guy who was at the club just doing whatever. Like, that just wasn't you. So you already had a lot of the core elements.
I did. But I had to understand the parts. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I had to understand the part about far as women were concerned. And not looking for these certain things like, okay, why is she doing that? What's going on? The other thing I had to be very careful of is that, I felt my mother was a fantastic wife, fantastic mother and everything. That not every woman's going to be that either. There are going to be some little elements that are going to miss it.
Did you say just fantastic? Really? We're just going to use.
She's fantastic. Mom was fantastic.
No, but that's the only word, because you sure it's not a bigger word than fantastic.
Oh, I know. Exactly. You're right. There isn't a bigger word, so.
I just want to say, if you guys have never watched before, Drew absolutely loves his mom.
No doubt.
To the core.
No
Man,
doubt.
I wonder who this person is. She says, I agree with you, Christine. My blue collar man is tall and handsome, made a great living for our family. And Gerald said, he prepared himself to be a husband, and he's a keeper. She says he's a good husband. He's a keeper. So the thing is, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sis.
nothing like family, right?
Nothing like family, right?
So, exactly.
It's funny because, and since she came on there, she reminded me of something. I used to ask her about relationships. I used to ask her, what's going on and things like this, because I cook, I clean, I iron, I do everything. I do pretty much everything. I'm Mr. Mom. I do pretty much everything. And I went into a relationship with that attitude. I really don't need you. What a terrible thing to do.
To start off a relationship on, I don't need you.
Making her feel like I really don't need you. I just have it. What a terrible thing to do, to go into. So my sister said, you need to make her feel valued.
Right.
I was like, what's that look like? Sis, what are you talking about? You need to step back and allow them to do these things. Allow her to go ahead and iron your clothes.
Oh,
Allow her to go ahead and do these things. And I was like, there was an aha moment. So I heard that from my sister. She's the one that actually shared that with me. It's like, that makes a lot of sense.
that
Walk
does
with
make
just
sense.
saying, yeah, I can handle this, da da da. You're going to intimidate the woman. You're like, okay, yeah, I guess he really doesn't need me. So what am I here for?
Like, what is the purpose?
What is the
And I like that
purpose?
because that is so true. So, Gerald, that leads me to my next question. How did you know you had not met your one true love at 60? How did you know you hadn't met it, your one true love?
Because I didn't have that feeling that I can't explain it. After meeting Donna, it was just plain and simple. As soon as I met her, I just knew instantly. I used to hear people say that back in the past. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, right, okay, whatever. And all these years I waited, like, okay, I'm still not feeling it. It's still not there. Sure, you have relationship, but it still wasn't
Uh-huh.
there. But in meeting her and her characteristics and the things about her just simply says she is the one. Bottom line.
So
Bottom
you
line.
said you knew it like as soon as you met her, like
Oh yeah,
you was just like,
plain and simple, and just her characteristics and the things that,
yeah,
she does, in the relationship is like what a perfect fit. What a it's there's no effort.
yeah.
In our relationship, there's absolutely no effort. One of the biggest things that I want to mention to people is a relationship should just be about each other.
Hmm.
We're about each other. Everything in our life and in our walk in life is about each other. Whether it's going to work, whether it's going to the grocery store, whether it's cleaning around the house, whether it's help, clean the dishes or do whatever there is, we're about each other. So if you see, that, wow, she's tired today or whatever, like, you know what, honey, just go outside. I'll take care of the dishes. Even that's when I'll take care of those things, or I'll
Hmm.
maintain this, or whatever the case may be. But be attentive. That's one thing that we are. We're very attentive to each other. Like, okay, you sound a little different
Wow.
today. Something's going on. My favorite saying is, "You're missing a letter," and I'm missing a letter today. I'm missing a letter.
What does that mean when you say that, Gerald?
My name is Gerald. That G's not
Right,
in there. And that's
right.
the G right now. So there's something going on. So
Okay,
when your partner pays attention to you, they
right.
recognize that and they see that you're tired. You're busy, Chris, like you said,
Mhm.
with the companies and all that,
Yeah.
it makes you see that. She says, you know what? She's tired. She said that,
Really?
she didn't mean that. She didn't mean it that way. I live on the 90-10 rule. She's in that 10% right now.
Yeah,
I love that 90%. So let me just go ahead and chalk it up to that 10% and keep moving on, because you're committed to the relationship.
yeah.
You're committed to the relationship. So don't let that one little 10% of something happen ruin
Right,
90% of that relationship. It's nothing worse than you doing that
right,
to your mate is saying that, when they're in the 10%, you always do such as that, this, da, 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 da. You
right.
really shouldn't do that. And my studying and my books really taught me that, don't use words like that. Like you always do that, or you
Hmm.
never do that. You always,
Right.
and you never. You shouldn't say I always or you never. Because that's so damaging. To
It
tell
is.
somebody, even when I do, I do those things occasionally. I just happen to, miss the mark just 10% of the time. You know,
Right.
just don't bring up that right now you always do such and such. So there's fighting words. I don't know if there's a book that's out there, and I can't think of it right now. There's words that you actually use in arguments or heated discussions or
Right.
hearts discussions. That those are things that you should not say. There's things you should say and there's things you should not say. And
We
that's
have to
that's what
we have
yeah.
to make sure we list those books because some people, Gerald, they saying all the words and some.
And
And all
there's
I
no
gotta tell you folks, if you
exactly.
really want a real relationship, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not going to work. They're damaging words. You really can't say that to a person, right? You
You
need to
gotta
back
be
those words
sweet.
out of it, right?
So, folks, we're gonna take a quick commercial break because when we get back, it's segment two. We're getting ready to start on this roadmap because of those of you who are still looking for your one true love, well, you can always download my compatibility app and see if you got somebody already in the roster who could be your one true love.
There
We'll
you
be
go.
right back after this quick commercial break.
My name is Christine Burkett, the inventor of the 5 F's to Love. This is a compatibility app. It's an app that gives you an opportunity to rate words that start with the letter F in chronological order of importance to you, to help you find your one true love, your soulmate, and the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So after you've taken the time to rate your F's in chronological order, you send a link to the person, I don't know, you just met, or the person you've been dating for quite some time. Or maybe it's the person you've been married to for 30 to 40 to 50 years. And then you compare your top 5 F's to find out what things you have in common and things that you may perhaps need to work on. This is taking a simplistic perspective on how to find your one true love, your soulmate, the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. And thank you for downloading the 5Fs app.
Hey guys, welcome back to 60s and New 40. And yes, that's Gerald. Oh my gosh, he's here, right? So listen, if you did not catch the promo, we're talking about the road to finding your one true love. If you're just joining us, we're having this conversation because Gerald is about to get married. Gerald, when are you get married? April what?
April the 8th. It's 2 Saturdays from this Saturday.
Ooh, Gerald, that's exciting.
Very excited. I am so excited. I really, like I said, to find your true love, it took all these years, but at the same time, you know what, it can happen. Don't give up on it. Because at one point I just really wanted to give up on it. I was like, you know what, just stay single, and then she's just not out there. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
So don't. I mean, you may get past that real fast, because they really are out there, and don't carry yourself, because you'll start carrying yourself that way.
You got to be optimistic.
Right. So you'll start carrying yourself like, it could have been the right one, but it's just your whole attitude. It looks like I'm not ready. So, I really, it's something's going to happen. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop or whatever.
People say that a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. And that's one of the things, Galen did a show this Wednesday, and folks, you might want to catch it, saying, are you happy? Right. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I have to honestly tell you, I'm happy every single day, even on days when, some eggs are being tossed at me. I call it egg moments, right? Okay. Where some little yolk get on you and you're kind of like, it's a little messy, but you can clean the yolk off. And I call it egg moments. But the thing is, I'm still happy.
Right.
Like, I'm good with Chris, and I think I'm like a rock star. So I'm like, all this other stuff, those egg moments that's happened around me, like, you got to get rid of it. But the thing is, Joe, a lot of people, how can I say this? I can only say it one way. If you had to advise someone on how to leave their years of baggage on the front porch, what would you say to them? Because sometimes at our age, you got a lot of baggage. And you can't even keep that happiness in the relationship because you keep pulling that baggage off the front porch.
And I think it goes back to what you were saying, is about being happy with yourself. You need to find yourself first and foremost before you decide to get in a relationship. If you're not happy with yourself, then you know what? How in the world are you going to make anyone else happy? And again, I really didn't think I was going to talk about these things, Chris, but I'm going to share them because I want to help people. The reason I'm doing this with you is because I really want to help. So I'm going to expose myself. I went to counseling. Yep.
We talked about that before.
I actually went to counseling. I actually talked to someone. I talked to a counselor and everything else, and I got some help. And that's okay. Because initially it was like, because us folks, we're ashamed of those kind of things. And I was one of those people. I was really one of those people that I didn't want anybody to know any of that kind of stuff. Like,
sure, you're not the only one, honey. My therapist is on speed dial.
So with that really changed a lot with me.
Yes.
I was like, wow, this is okay. This is really okay to actually have a conversation with a therapist and work through some things. Yeah. So again, I think it's so important, if you've been through, bad relationships or bad marriages or things like that, get a counselor, have a conversation and work yourself through it before you bring someone else into this relationship. So what, he's tall, dark, handsome, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. Right now, he needs to wait, or she needs to wait, because I need to pull myself together. Try not to rebound real fast out of a relationship. Try to pull yourself together, because that rebound thing happens.
You said that is so important, Gerald. That whole rebounding thing. Mm-hmm. You know how many people, the thing with the luggage is this. We know you have a history. It's no way I'm 52 with no history, right?
Right.
And I have triggers. We know, folks, if you watch the podcast, one of my triggers before I got help was an ice tray, was ice.
Right. That's
something
right.
as silly as ice, okay, was a trigger for me. But listen, I went and got help. Now I have a refrigerator that makes ice, and I put ice in my drinks now. So that's big. Okay.
It's huge.
So that's like real conversation.
Right.
But the thing is that was something that was in the luggage that was on my porch.
Right.
And I had to deal with it. So like, when you think about it, Gerald, if you want to marry somebody, it's more than ice in your luggage.
It most certainly is. And I want to go back to your baggage thing. Mm-hmm. that everybody's gonna have baggage. You can say whatever
Yeah.
you want to, and especially at my age, you're gonna have baggage,
Yeah.
but if you love that person enough, you'll help them unpack that baggage. Okay. Help them work through that baggage, show them, be a good man, be that good man that woman didn't have, be that, be that good woman, that man did not have. So that's how you unpack that baggage, be those things, the very things that they went through, be those, good partners, for that person that you're with. So again, you're trying to bring, if you're not ready and you're bringing that riffraff, you're just going to do nothing but add baggage to them. And you don't need.
Woodrow, I got a question for you. Are all baggage items workable? Because if he's a woman eater, I don't know if I can work through that baggage.
No. I mean, not all. I mean, I try not to use, because remember I said earlier, saying somebody always does something, never. No, not all. You can't work through all things.
Okay.
You can't do that. So you need to recognize that. And since you said that, there are red flags out there. And again, just because they look a certain way and you think they fit in your little box, you need to pay attention to the red flags. All right. All those flags are coming flying at you, but you're looking at how tall he is and, how wonderful she is, and great body, or whatever the case may be that's attracting you to him. You're making them attracted to you, but they're throwing all these red flags at you. So again, no, you cannot unpack everyone's baggage. Not at all. You need to recognize that quick and fast in their hurry.
So you know what I'm glad you said about the red flags. Those red flags are, folks, the baggage that keeps, you know how you have something that keeps the crack in the door open?
Yes.
That's the red flag. If it's constantly in the crack of the door of your relationship and will not go away, you have one or two options. And for me, I'm always the one, you guys know I'm a man in a dress. I'm out.
Right.
I just
Crack door is an open door. That's
right.
Crack door is an open door.
So I'm out.
You need to shut that door, period.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be closed, locked, put away, throw away the key and everything else. But if you leave it cracked, then you're leaving opportunities for, things to happen, things to slide in there.
Right.
And, with the baggage thing, Chris, I mean, that is really an important question, because, how long does a person wait, to deal with someone's baggage? That's another thing. It's like, how long is it going to take for them to clean the baggage out? Are you going to continue this on for the next 2-3 years? Am I still trying to unpack this? Have I not proven myself, in the last 6 months or the last year, that I'm not that person? I'm not John that you went through,
Exactly.
So don't give me what Sally did. Don't give me those kind of things. I've proven that I'm faithful. I've proven that I can cover you. It's one of the things that I talk about and speak about, all the time, is that a man needs, a woman needs to feel covered. And that's his responsibility, is to make her feel covered.
Joe, can you explain when you say covered?
Yes.
Because I think, honestly, some people think women like me don't want to be covered.
You want to be, Chris, you actually want to be covered more than anyone, to be honest with you.
Which don't tell everybody
because you have everything. Because what'd you say? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, don't tell everybody the real truth about me.
I'm sorry, right? Because truthfully, you want to be covered.
I'm known as hardcore on the streets, Joe. You messing with my street cred.
You truly want to be. You want to be covered. You want to feel like, you're out there handling your business. You're doing everything is with the companies and all that. You want to know that you have a responsible man. You want to know that, again, that the bills are paid. You turn the bills over to them, and those things are taken care of. Or if somebody went to his job, ask about Gerald, they're like, oh man, what an honorable guy. What a wonderful guy. He talks about y'all, these type of things. That's part of feeling covered. Knowing again that, whenever something goes on, outside in the outside world, and I make that phone call and you see my number, peace comes on. Peace comes immediately, because you know what I'm about. The things that I've done for you, the things I am, I'm there for you in all type of situations, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm always there for you, no matter what, knowing that circle is tight and nobody's going to break that circle. So covering is truly, a man really needs to know that, look over a woman, nurture her, pay attention to her, admire her, like all those things you need to be doing is going to help her feel that she's covered. Like, no matter what, even if she's having a bad hair day, bad makeup day, or whatever the case may be, or the boss at the job, decided to say something to her out of the way. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, but she comes home to, wow, you know what? Let me call my man right now. That's my peace. There's my peace. So which
I
again,
love that
covering is
when you
giving that
said
peace.
that's my piece. And
Mhm.
that does make a difference when
It
you
does.
understand. Um, that's a big to do for me.
Yeah.
Like that's like a number one to do.
Uh-huh.
And I can tell you, I 100% admired my parents because my dad went to work every day, and it wasn't a moment that my mom did not consider him on his way home
Mm.
as to how the home needed to be a certain way so that she could welcome him because he had been out there. But it was so funny when my mom opened her store. My dad wasn't a great cook, but when my mom got home from running the store, well, one, he would always pick her up from her store and he would say, "Hey, you want to go get some church's chicken?" Like you don't have to go home and cook because my dad literally could not cook. He was a horrible
Right.
cook.
Right.
He would be like, "Stella, you want to go get some church's chicken or some Popeyes or something?"
Uh-huh.
Like, what do you want to do? And the thing is, my mom loved that
Right.
because she's been doing it for him for years, but then it switched.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that I tell people all the time. It really bothers me. Sometimes it's I understand a form of respect, but they always say, "Christine, you're a strong woman, you got this." No. Can we not keep referring to me as being a strong woman? Let me just say so it's clear. My determination has no reflection on the fact that I am a woman and I still need to be coddled. Just like a woman, I still need you to be like, open a door. I still need you to say, "Well, Christine, look, let me come take you out to eat. You just get home from work."
What's
I don't get that. You know what
what's
I get?
You know what it is? It's funny you're saying that because a lot of people say, well, Chris, you're this, that, and that. Can you turn that off when you come home? Well, can he turn it off when he comes home and realize
Right.
that, you know what? You need to step up and be the man, like hold the door, do all these kind of things. So again, that very thing. And
Shout that out again, Joe. People
I,
tell me to turn it
you
off.
know what? And I'm not going to apologize. It's part of my book that I'm writing now is that I'm really going to be tough on men, because again, there's a lot of things that happen in a relationship because of the way the man carries himself and
Yeah,
the things that the man does. It's true. I mean, and
it
I
is.
was guilty of that, and that's why I'm saying I'm sitting here testifying because
Mhm.
again, a lot of things that I did and the way I carried myself, that caused the reaction.
Right.
It caused the reaction from that person. So
And I
so
think
again,
a lot of times, well, before we keep going, let me get Rose in question. She says, if you drive down the road looking in the rearview mirror too long, you will crash.
that's correct.
Wise words. She said, hashtag help them what unpack their baggage. I love her. Why your sister a full hashtag for us?
Good
I
one,
love
Chris.
her. She was like, hashtag unpack their baggage. And that's true. Men often say, well, all of you women who are these corporate women, but the thing is, folks, I don't know about them, and I can speak for everybody. I can speak for Christine. Because I want to dominate in the corporate world does not mean I want to dominate at home.
Right.
I'm a totally different person when I get home. That's not my thing. And if you would take the time to recognize that and stop taking everything that I say to you're talking to me like you're a CEO. Well, I might be talking to you like a person who likes organization, not necessarily a CEO. Because when I come home, I'm still ultra organized,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Um, and when you walk into my house, it does look like a furniture store setup because everything is in its place and where it should be. And that's my thing, but it doesn't mean that I'm OCD. It just means I like nice things and everything has a place, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of times people take that for Gerald, like, you trying to be the boss woman at home. No, no, I'm not.
Yeah, but then at the same time, they're asking you, do you keep a clean house? Well, I keep a clean house. So
You
what do
can't
you?
have it both ways.
Yeah, so you can't have it both ways. So what are you intimidated about? Because I keep a clean house and I like things neat and organized.
Well,
I like things color coordinated. But
they
again,
might be.
there's men out there that like that too as well. There's men that do that. I mean, that's one of the things I do at my home. I like things neat. I like the
By the
house.
way, Joe has an amazing house.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
want to say but not only is he a great decorator, he's actually done the construction work in his house.
Right.
So he's like he's a weird combo, everybody. He's a corporate guy who does his own construction and decorating.
Exactly.
Okay, I just want to throw that out there. So Donna, you got a winner. I'm keeping real with you right now, Donna. You hit that home. She hit that home run. Okay,
No,
everybody.
I hit the home run.
Oh, see,
I hit
Joe,
the home
you
run.
know what? Now I got to go to commercial
Yeah.
break on that. You know what? That's Donna. We're gonna take that part out just for you. So on the days when he acting like he don't know that, you can play that moment back. All right.
I
All right,
always
guys. We're gonna go to quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
my business, 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 my business.
I need it all. Do you want it though? Where do I begin? I see the hate, they don't wanna see me win. Bank deposits, I got more coming in. Top down, throw the money in the wind. I don't want it all. Heard he scammer, had to switch up the accounts. Moving paper, gotta call it my account. It's all in, I can have it coming out. Been through the struggle, I can see another drought. Yeah, it's not a purse, it's a merch. 6 figures was a goal, now it's 9 or a hearse. Put it work. Used to pull up, not swerve. No time for the snakes, time to put them in the dirt. That's word. I gotta get it, it's in my DNA. You only see the highlights, don't know what it takes. Last year stressing, got no sleep. Now I'm right between the courts, I don't know bleed. I see the hate, they don't wanna see me win. Bank deposits, I got more coming in. Top down, throw the money in the wind. I don't want it all. Heard he scammer, had to switch up the accounts. Moving paper, gotta call it my account. It's all in, I can have it coming out. And through the struggle, I can see another drought. Yeah, same circles to the same gang. We just get to it, we don't gangbang. Lost some friends.
Hey guys, welcome back to 60s and 40. Yes, I was dancing.
I know, I was jamming
right?
I was, I'm not much of a dancer, so I'm trying to get ready for the wedding, so dancing out there.
Oh my God! So did you guys take dancing lessons?
We did not, so maybe we will in the future. I mean, I can't dance. It's 2 left feet. I'll get out there though. I'll be the first one on the dance floor.
Donna, just be ready. I need the what is that? What did they say? The what's the name reel? What was that show used to be? Come on. You know the show they should show all the videos where people are falling out and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I forgot. I'm gonna think about it in a minute.
I can't remember that. Maybe, no, send it out there, sis.
I need the reel. I need the comedy reel of you out there dancing. I need it edited with some crazy music because I'm thinking of Seinfeld when Elaine does this.
Right. Don't believe that myth that we all can dance. Trust me, I'm not one of them. So that myth is
that is a myth, honey. We won't get into it with me, but yeah. Okay, so Gerald, can you walk us through what you had to do personally in order to be ready for your one true love? So once you read your books, you still didn't know who Donna was at that point.
I sure did not. Not at all. So
what was happening with you personally?
It took 20 years after me reading the books. 20
God
years.
Damn.
Again, I'm putting it all out here. Really, it took me 20 years. Again, thinking, but again, if I'm reading the books and your partner's not reading the books and not preparing themselves, then guess what? There's not going to be a fit. So there's going to be problems or conflicts there because again, they didn't study. They only know relationships from what they've seen, maybe from their parents or a broken home or from other friends. So again, if a person you're with, and this is just a little tidbit, I don't know how true it is, but if you're dating someone that has a lot of single friends, then chances are they're not ready to get married. If you have a friend, if they're with someone around couples or no couples and things like that, that's so important because they recognize and see what that's like, what couples are like, so again, preparing myself again, it was constant reading, constant prayer, getting myself right, getting my, my Christian life together, not just speak it, but carry myself that way. It was just, several things, combination of things, always a hard worker, always, like I said, work corporation, didn't have my own business. I've always done those things.
Right.
But I go back to that, that me personally, not having an arrogant attitude, I don't need you, I can handle this, and I didn't really know I was doing that until I really sat back and listened, to myself and also the therapist, really brought it out and said, wait a minute, do you realize what you're saying and the things that you're doing? And I'm like,
Right.
I did not realize that. I thought, wow, why wouldn't he want me? I clean, I work, I do this, I raise my
Right.
son on my own, I do da 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 da. And again, where
So
did
you're like, you're the prize. So what's up?
so exactly, and I'm not talking about. I feel like I'm,
No. But I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying that again. I must have carried myself that way or came across that way, and I guess that could have been intimidating or made the person feel less than. So again, it's back to recognizing the things that you need to work on yourself personally, and the only
Wow.
way to do that, honestly, the only way to do that is actually speak to someone about it. You need to have a therapist.
It is.
It truly is, because you're trying to rationalize it yourself. You're trying to make it fit in your box, right? You're trying to make it
So
fit.
you're gonna be like thinking I'm gonna do it my way anyways because you're rationalizing your own mind.
Right. That's what it is. You're rationalizing your own mind, and I did that, and I was very guilty of that. And I said, you know what? Talk to someone. You need to have some conversation. So again, tied into the things that my sister told me years ago. I heard it, but I didn't hear it. But it's still stuck to me all these years later. And again, and then actually having a therapist and talking to the therapist and working through that, again, finding that true love, it can truly happen at 60 years old, if you work on yourself, work on yourself. So male, females, work on yourselves, not just men, not just women. You both need to work on yourselves. You both need to pick up some books, study relationships, and the other thing too is you were saying earlier about divorce rates. Married 25, 30 years to that one person. That's going to be a hard shift. If you decided you want to be married again, you're talking about changing and shifting. Whew,
Yeah, that's a huge shift.
That's huge. It's absolutely huge because you're going to expect
to that relationship thinking the new Johnny is the same as the old Johnny.
Exactly.
Walks through the door, you're gonna be like, I like my house shoes at the door. He don't know that.
He doesn't know that. Absolutely.
He's the new Johnny.
He's
the
the
old
new
Johnny.
Right, the new Johnny. And don't bring up the old Johnny either.
Exactly.
Don't bring up the old Johnny. Let the old Johnny
You know
go.
what? Your sister, oh my gosh, she's American Funniest Home Videos.
There you go.
Honey, please, listen. Gwen, go on ahead and cut that reel for me. I need Gerald. Just do that. As soon as he go out there, I need that. Because we gonna play it when his show. So folks, listen, we're out for the whole month of April. So you're watching in preparation. You guys will not see Gerald next Friday. Gerald will be doing Gerald. And Gerald, I'm just letting you know you're getting an early break.
Okay.
Because Gerald needs the time. The wedding is the weekend after that. He's off. This is his last live show. And we're off for the month of April anyways, for spring break. So Gerald's going to get, he's getting early leave. So we're going to play probably legs or arms because y'all need to be working out anyways. And then we're going to play a little health and nutrition. But real talk, you guys need to be ready for this whole shift in your life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this Donna? This is the wife. Hold up. Donna said, I thank God for sending me such an anointed man. Ladies, be sincerely in a stance of giving. I turn, you will receive everything you could ever imagine. You know what, Donna? That's why you the woman. Look at you. I can't do it. Donna, what? You knew he was gonna act up as soon as he did.
But you know what's so wonderful about that? And
Yes.
Donna and I talk about this all the time, and I do my speaking engagement. I speak. It's so important. Like, she really means that, because I've been with people that say things and knowing that we just had an argument, or that I just, we just laid each other out, and then we go somewhere and you act like I'm wonderful and whatever. Stop that.
Right.
Again, that shit. But Donna really means that. It's true. We're really about each other. She really, really, truly means that. So I love her to death because she's not just saying that for the podcast. She truly,
I know.
That's the way I feel about her. She's awesome like that.
I told you, Donna is like a rock star to me because I'm going to tell you guys the episode that we're going to play while we're on holiday, where Joe has this entire island setup of food, like a display, like a talk show, right? We were talking about
Mhm.
nutrition.
Yes.
What you guys don't see is that before the show started, Donna's back there putting
Preparing.
everything together, writing notes, telling me, okay, Christine, like he's gonna start here, and then y'all gonna talk. I mean, when I tell you she's an amazing producer, but let me just say this. She did all of this and he was running late. And
See,
she just made all the magic happen.
and that's what's so wonderful about her, because again, she knows I'm
She's
out
an
there. I'm out
expert.
there making the bacon. I'm out there working hard for the family. I'm out there trying to provide for the household. She knows I still want to do the show. She knows I'm committed to the show. She knows I'm committed to this. So again, she's like, you know what? Let me just take that off your plate. Because that was one of the things I said when I met her. I said, obviously I can do a lot of things myself, but I just need you to take one thing off my plate. She takes 100 off my plate.
Aw.
You know, it's like, are you kidding me right now? Like, really?
I still want that blooper reel. I don't care how adorable you are by saying all this stuff.
She's
And your
coming up.
sister gave Donna thumbs up as well. Here comes Donna. She said intern. See, you know what? I love Donna. Donna, the next show after the wedding, of course, I want you to come on so I can introduce the Robinsons. Here she is, Mrs. Robinson. Like
The
I've
next
been
time
singing
you see
that,
me,
Donna.
I'll have a ring on my finger.
You'll have a ring on your finger. Put
Yeah.
a ring on it, Donna. Put a ring on it.
I
You
want
know what? I'm really excited about it. I think this is such a wonderful thing, but I'm not letting you go without answering another question. What are some of the advantages or challenges of meeting your one true love at this point in your life?
being set in your ways. You know,
Oh, that's a good one.
that's one of the biggest things is try not to be set in just your ways. Bend just a little bit,
Mhm.
you know, because you're really not going to find somebody that's exactly like you. At least bend just a little bit. You know, Don and I bend for each other a little bit. You know, Donna doesn't watch basketball. She's not into sports and things like that all the time. She was watching the NCAA basketball game the other day. You know, she'll turn the game on. We're not always watching. Okay, here we go. Telling it again. You know, we're not always watching Hallmark. She's throwing little Hallmark shows on. So
She
yeah,
loves the Hallmark.
I really, macho me. You don't want to sit up there and watch Hallmark.
Sure,
But
you watching Hallmark?
I turn on Hallmark. I'm exposing myself, and that's okay. Because I'm humble with myself enough for her. To
Donna, I
join
just
in
want
on
to say you are like the winner.
yeah, to join in
Chicken
on
dinner.
right.
You got Joe watching
Yeah,
Hallmark over
not by
there?
myself now. Not alone. I won't do that. Now hold on. Pump the
But
brakes.
you're watching it with her, which is
I watch
great.
it with her.
And,
Correct.
they have some great love stories too.
I'm just watching. I don't even pay attention to any. It's just
Well, don't say that. Don't say that, Donna. He's paying attention.
okay. But let's go
Donnie,
back to it. She'll come in and you know what? Let's flick the games on. I know you're in the sports. I know you're watching all this. The NCAA finals are on right now, so you're watching those kind of things.
Right.
And that goes back to my comment I made earlier. We're
Mhm.
about each other.
Right.
We're about each other. We're about things about each other. So you know what? It's willing to bend. If that's the person I'm in love with, that I'm gonna marry, and be a provider for and cover, I think I can turn Hallmark on. I think I can sit there and watch Hallmark for a minute. I think that should be okay. Again, she feels a sense of
Right.
that she matters.
She matters.
She makes me feel the sense that I matter. Make
So
a person
guys,
matter.
so we're clear. I love sports. So if you're really into me, you're gonna watch football with me, basketball with me, and baseball.
You
And
go
I
to the
love
games,
my
don't you?
fans.
Don't you have tickets
I
to the
do.
games?
I-
Yeah, you have
okay.
tickets to the games and all that.
Joe, do you have to?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I mean, but they should know that. They should know that. I mean, you got
Thank you. Like I'm really heavy into sports. I just want to be
Right.
clear. So I'm not a Hallmark lady, but that's okay. Actually, I love sports and murder mysteries. And you know what? Your sister said Donna is sister approved and so welcomed into our family.
Oh, how sweet it is.
Don't make me cry on the podcast, okay? Seriously. She's like, she is sister approved. I'm going to tell you, you guys have no idea how wonderful she is. And Joe, when you told me about Donna, when I finally met her, I was like this. She is wonderful, just absolutely wonderful. And the thing is, I am coming. I know I said I'm coming, but my schedule was crazy. I'm in the process of booking a tech conference just so I can come hang out with y'all. I'm booking it in Philly.
Okay.
Just so I can come hang out with y'all in Delaware, right? And we can just have fun. I need to stop by New York and do some shopping. Look, Donna,
Right.
you gonna be ready to go to New York?
Dig deep in those pockets.
I'll be like, Donna, you better get that credit card. Okay, so what would you like to say to your one true love tonight? What would you like to say to Donna? She's watching.
Will you marry me?
Girl, she already knows that.
I'll ask her again over and over. You know what I mean?
So that's what you want to say to her. Will you marry me?
That's how I truly feel. She already knows how to, but again, that should say it all. That again, I want you to be Mrs. Robinson. So again, I can ask her that over and over again.
Oh.
That's how special she is.
Oh, Gerald, see, you know what? Why? I don't get emotional. Why are you and your sister trying to bring me down?
I'm just speaking from the heart. And your true love is out there, guys. It really is. I mean, so you just need, again, prepare yourself for that true love when they do come. So just prep yourself for these things. And I feel that I really prepped myself for it. And I prepared myself for it, and Donna saw that in me. And that's what was important. So again, if you prepare yourself, your loved one will be out there. It doesn't matter what age you are. If you're 75 years old, it doesn't matter. If that's what you're looking for. If that's not what you're looking for, then that's okay. It's not what you're looking for. But if you're actually looking for that love again, in the latter part of your years,
it's your sister. You know what, your sister, she cracks me up. Here she go. Look what she did. I can't take it. Folks, you guys know that life can be very intense at times.
Sure.
And life is not without its own experiences, right? She said, wait a minute, I got to stop now. Donna said all day, every day, she would marry you, Gerald Robinson. Donna, you might as well change that to Donna Robinson since it's about to happen next week. I don't know what's the hold up.
On the next podcast, you'll see that.
Okay, Donna, I'm going to need all that stuff updated. You can put Mrs. Robinson on, because I'm going to keep singing the song, Hello, Mrs. Robinson.
My mother heard it all her life.
I love that song. Okay, so folks, listen, life is not without its challenges or obstacles. It's really not. In this whole podcast tonight, I don't want you guys to think that it's unrealistic at any age to find your one true love. And the thing is, over history of time, you may think that you found that person. But like Gerald said, when he saw Donna, it was just something. He can't even tell you, but it was something different about her that he felt on the inside of him. And I'm going to think about something my dad used to say, and I used to try to figure out, why does he keep saying this? He used to, every single time, he used to say, my Stella. And I used to say, Dad, why can't you just say, like your wife? Or he says, no, she's more than my wife. She's my Stella. And I used to say, wow, like I didn't even understand. So listen, folks, Christine is looking for somebody who's going to say, that's my Christine. Actually, you can just say my Chris. Because listen, every woman wants to be loved and appreciated. Sure. And if you can't tell that this woman loves Donna and the way that he loves her, it started in here and then it kind of spilled out. Correct. And then it's like an action. He took that love and made it an action word, right? And everything that he says and does that encompasses Donna and their relationship. So folks, it's not one way, it's the way. You need to take the 360 approach. First, evaluate yourself, right, Gerald?
That's right. Evaluate yourself first.
And then once you evaluate yourself, go get some books.
That's right.
Because if you don't have a clear understanding about the opposite sex or how to be in a good relationship, because all of us haven't been exposed to great relationships. So let's keep that real. Okay, in our culture, keep that real. Right. So go get some books. And the other thing is, go get some help. Stop talking to your friends.
Exactly.
And go talk to a stranger. Yeah. Like call a therapist, a licensed therapist.
Stop talking to your single friends who don't have a relationship.
And that's the other thing. Stop talking to your single friends, right? And just really look at surrounding yourself with all the different things that you want in your life. And folks, people constantly taunt me, why am I so confident? I spent so much time getting to know Christine and making sure I was happy with myself. That's the reason why I can walk into a place and it's like I hear my own theme music and I'm good. It doesn't matter what goes on around me. I'm good. And right now in this space, if you can't spend 24 hours with yourself without picking up the phone, without looking at social media, without getting on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that text messaging, something is wrong. Right, Gerald?
That's a great point right there, Chris. I mean, if you didn't hear anything, that's so important. If you can't spend 24 hours by yourself, 24 hours by yourself without picking up the phone or looking at TV or anything, pick up a book, spend some time with yourself. Pick up, go take a walk.
Go take a walk. And then Gerald, try to see if you can spend 24 hours with your potential mate or your mate without any of those things.
Oh,
24 hours.
Right. 24 hours.
That's it.
That's
so
huge.
Folks, that's huge. So take the 24-hour challenge. And we look forward to hearing if you can spend 24 hours with yourself or you can spend 24 hours with your mate. As I said, Gerald is on vacation because he's getting married when, Gerald?
April the 8th. Hey, how sweet it is.
April the 8th. And you guys know her name is Donna, honey. So when he gets back, he will be a married man. And we're coming back the first week in May. You guys will see Gerald and his new bride, because I'm getting a bridal picture up here. I want to be clear. We posting this bridal picture. Donna, I want a bridal picture. Stop fooling with me. Sister, I need that blooper reel. So stop playing. I need two things. Blooper reel, and I need to make sure I get a photo because we're going to post. I think you guys are an absolutely lovely, lovely couple. I love you guys to pieces. I think you're absolutely amazing. Gerald, all up in here. Me and you. It's all up in here. Donna, he get half and you get the other half, Donna. That's how it's going down now because now you family, you up in the mix. Thank you so much for being a part of the 5 F's to Love Podcast Network. We will see you in May and congratulations, Gerald.
Thank you very much, everyone.
All right. And again, sister, I need that blooper reel. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you.